Hi, my name is Stacy Garrop and I am the composer of Spectacle of Light. This was my first commission for a Baroque orchestra piece, and I was so excited to have a chance to write for something like this. As a modern day composer, I don't get a lot of opportunities or offers to write for Baroque orchestra, so this was really quite a special thing for me. When I began doing the research for this piece, I went to the Music of the Baroque's webpage and saw this beautiful etching of a fireworks show. And with a little sleuthing, it turns out that that etching is from the 1749 event that honored King George II when he signed the treaty to end the War of Austrian Succession the year before. So, as was typical for leaders back in that time period, he wanted to celebrate with a big display of power, and that involved music and fireworks. And if you think about it, to command fire in the night sky was a big deal back then because they didn't have any electricity. When night fell, that was kind of it. People were in the dark, except for candles, until the next day. So the other thing that's very notable about that particular event is that Handel wrote his music for the royal fireworks for the same thing, and it premiered at that event. So after studying a lot of pictures, I then took my research online to study actual fireworks shows. So I went to YouTube and I watched a lot of fireworks shows there, including some really cool drones that are flying in among the fireworks up in the sky. So that helped me really think about how does music relate to fireworks, and I realized that they're both very ephemeral. They're there for a moment, you get to enjoy it, and then they just poof, they go into your memory. They're fine memories. So when I began composing my piece, I thought about the course of a fireworks show. And my piece starts off with silence and anticipation, and then one little firework goes up into the air and explodes. And then music goes back to a little bit more anticipation, and then it builds up to the first big volley of fireworks. So after that, if you think about a fireworks show, we then tend to have a lull in the middle where we get to see one beautiful firework or a flower or maybe a happy face, something that really is a contrast to the big moment. So in that moment in my piece, I chose to introduce two short quotes from Handel's Music for the Royal Fireworks. So you're going to hear those, and then that's followed by more anticipation and another big build-up to get to the big final volley of sound and light and all that excitement. But then when I get to the end of the piece, I wanted to do something a little special. So one thing I do is I draw out one of the Handel quotes a little bit longer, but I also end the piece on what in musical geeky terms we would call a dominant chord. And what this means is that the piece ends without concluding. It feels incomplete. And I engineered it that way because I wanted the whole piece to basically feel like you're anticipating what's going to come on the concert. I wanted it to build suspense for what we're going to hear for the rest of the evening. So I have had a blast working on A Spectacle of Light, and I'm very much looking forward to working with Jane Glover and the musicians on putting this together, and I'll see you in the concert hall.